Good morning, this is meteorologist Steve Krasnowski with your weather briefing storm scoop update. This is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. We'll call this one Ice Ice Baby. We have some sort of system coming up that looks like it'll bring some sort of frozen precipitation, mostly in the way of ice, to the area. So we're going to need to pick this apart and look at some other things that are happening as well. So let's jump in. We have a system approaching the Midwest and Great Lakes that will bring some snow, some significant snow totals, just certain areas, but a general swath of 2 to 4 tonight and into tomorrow. Your bingo slot here is about 9 inches. I think it's a little high, probably looking more around 7 in this general vicinity, more widespread. And then your 2 to 4 surrounding it. European is showing a 923 extratropical cyclone off of the Kamchatka Peninsula in a few days. If it verifies, it would enter the conversation of the strongest extratropical cyclone ever observed in the northern Pacific Ocean. That won't significantly affect our weather, but I guess you could argue that it would be sort of a block for any other things that would come across trying to enter the west coast. So I guess you could say that it would at least inhibit maybe some storms in 2 weeks or so. Wanted to highlight some totals that we were sending out to some other people. Thought it might be nice to put through here. It's been a pretty snowy season for much of the Northeast and New England and even the Mid-Atlantic states. Here's a look at how some of the cities are doing so far. I think it always seems to be above normal for them, but this year particularly they are doing quite well, and that came from our last big storm where the bands set up appropriately. Worcester, Mass. is also basically doubled what they would expect at this point. Pittsburgh has actually tripled what they'd expect at this point. And Cleveland and Portland also make the list of areas that have seen way above normal snowfall. Sorry. And let's see what else we got here. So, system number 2 this week that is coming over San Francisco now. It's not much yet. Expect a high-impact multi-hazard event, though, from Texas into New England for New Year's. Here's our negative NAO for the first and second week of January. There's the blocking you need for a storm. Again, here's an ice storm showing up in the GFS. Some overnight guidance from the GEFS showing a decent nuisance icing from like a 1/4 inch to kick off New Year's. That's not going to be fun. Signal for the damaging ice event, I don't have the picture here, but that would be greater than a 1/2 inch, is much weaker in most areas except for areas like northern New York State. One of the last things I want to show is the European has trended north and west with the low placement for the storm for the 4th that we've been talking about for almost 2 weeks now. And finally, in that also time frame of temperatures, you can see cold in the 4 corners, very mild for areas out east and in the central parts of the country. So lots happening. We'll take a look again tomorrow.